So my name is Lakshmi Narayana. Me having 10 plus years experience in IT industry. This is a small introduction about myself, and when we are going into the classes, we are going to understand myself more. Okay, so don't worry. This is small introduction about myself. This is Lakshmi. Me having 10 years experience in IT industry. Okay, and me having around 8 years in teaching field. Okay, so right now I'm working in for corporate companies also. Okay, so why we are here means today we are going to understand about Python. Okay, so the everywhere we are going for nowadays we are talking about Python. Okay, why we are going for a Python? What is the difference between Python with other languages? How Python programs we are looking like? So we are going to understand today as part of demo class. Okay, so daily we have a 1 hour session, sir. 1.5 hour session maximum. So every topic in my class will be very clear, and I'm also giving the notes in myself. Okay, for every class, no slides, everything I am giving a notes in my class. Okay, you can take down after my the classes. Okay, so this is what introduction about myself, and what about the classes. Okay, daily we have a 1 hour session maximum. We can go for 1.5 hour. If you have any queries, you can raise the questions. Okay, if you not understand also, so that I make you clear. Okay, so today we are going to understand the as part of demo Python. We are going to understand very clearly. I don't know you are from which background, I don't know, but I make you clear for each and every point. So please understand very clearly. So I'm going to start the class. Okay, sir. Before going to understand what is a Python, see, we have a end users. We have a end users means those who want to see the applications. So they are called as end users. So we have a end users. Is a end user. So end users want to use the application. End users want to see the applications. See, end users want to see the application means where they are going to see from the computer only. Okay, so end users want to see the applications for some task. If you want to perform any task in the computer system, they need a application. They need a application. They need a application. So they need a application. So end user want to interact to perform some task. They need a application. Okay. So what is the application? Application is which is going to give a to perform any task for the end user. We develop application software will call. What is a software means a set of programs. Okay, so a set of programs are nothing but application software. Okay, but the end user want to see the application, or you want to perform some task of the application. So some persons has to develop the application. Okay, application software. Okay, so those will called as a programmer or a developer. Programmer or we called as a developer. Okay, clear. So programmer or developer, who will develop the application? Programmer or developer will develop the application. Okay, for the end user, for some task, if you want to perform some task for the end user, programmer or a developer will develop the application. Okay, so what is the application software means? It is a set of programs. Okay, so programmer, what he does in real-time environment means he is going to develop the programs. He is going to develop the programs. Okay, so what is a program? Program is nothing but a set of instructions. Okay, so that is nothing but a program. So he is going to develop the program. Develop the programs will call as a application for what's our end user, for end user. Okay, so we will develop the program means programmer or developer, very clear. So if he is developing the application, end user want to see the application or he want to use the application, programmer will develop the program, very clear. Now if you want to develop the program, how we can develop the program? By writing some programming logic, programming languages. By using some programming languages, he is going to write the programs. Okay, so we need a programming language. Programming language has to understand by the programmer to develop the programs. So what are the programming languages available in our market or industry means we have a C is a programming language, C++ is a programming language, Java is a programming language, .NET is a programming language, PHP is a programming language, and Linux shell scripting is a programming language, and we have a Modular 2 is a programming language, or Modular 3 is a programming language. Okay, so these are categorized as a programming languages. Okay, C is a programming language, C++ is a programming language, Java is a programming language. Okay, by using the programming language only, the programmer or developer develop the programs. Clear? So if I categorize these programming languages, we can categorize the like a so I'll take as a C as a programming language. C is a programming language, but what kind of programming language this is a it is a procedure oriented programming language. C is a procedure oriented programming language. C is a procedure oriented program. POPL means procedure oriented programming language. Okay, take about the C++ and Java. These are called object oriented programming languages. Okay, so this is called as a object oriented programming language. C++ will called as a object oriented programming language. Okay, so there is a Linux shell scripting that is called as a scripting language. So there is another programming language like Linux shell scripting, and we have another scripting language that is called as a JavaScript. Okay, JavaScript. These are called as a scripting languages. These two are called as a scripting languages. These two are called as a scripting language. These two are called as a scripting language. Okay, scripting language. So Modular 3 or Modular 2 is called as a modular programming language. Modular 2 or Modular 3 is called as a modular programming language. Is called as a modular programming language. Is called categorized as a modular programming language. Modular programming language. So MPL. So MPL. So these are the programming languages like C, C++, Java, .NET, PHP, and all. Okay, but C++, Java, .NET comes under object-oriented programming language. C and SQL is also coming as a procedure-oriented. C and PLSQL coming as a procedure-oriented programming language. Linux shell scripting and JavaScript is coming as a scripting language. Modular 2 is coming as a modular programming language. Okay. So if you ask which variety or which categories of the programming language is the best means, we cannot give the answer because each and every programming language is own advantages and limitations. For example, if you observe, if you want to develop audio or video or a scanner or a printer, we use a C programming. Till today, we are using to develop audio, video, scanner, and printer. If you want to develop those things, we use a C programming. Okay, what is the best options they are going for a C means they write everything on a functions. They are going to write everything on a functions. Okay, so they divide a task as a function. Okay, coming for object oriented programming language, if you want to develop any business application development, object oriented programming language, if you want to develop any business application development, we use a Java. We use a best example is what's our Java. What in object oriented programming they will do is they are going to create classes and objects. They are going to everything they are going to write in a class and objects only. Everything they are going to write in a class and object. Okay, similarly if you're going for any scripting languages, like if you want to take a backup for the administration scripts, they are going for the scripting language. Okay, similarly modular 2 is developing for modular programming language through developing the applications. Okay, so this is just an example of the programming languages. Okay, which variety of the programming language is the best means we cannot predict. Okay, we cannot say. Okay, every programming language contains its own advantages and limitations. Based on our business requirement, we have to select which is the suitable for our application development. Okay, so let us come to the Python. So what is a Python now? What is a Python? Okay, I said some of the variety of the programming language, right? Correct. But what is about Python? Python. My question: Python is a script. First one is what I said. It is a procedure-oriented programming language. My question is whether Python is a procedure-oriented programming language, or is a Python is a object-oriented programming language, or Python is a scripting language. SL I'm writing. SL means scripting language. And is it a Python is a modular programming language? Modular programming language. Okay, so lot of people will give the answer Python is a scripting language. Python is a scripting language, but I give a clarity what is a scripting language. Okay, some Soumya is saying it is object oriented. Very good. Okay, it's not only object oriented programming language. Okay, it is a Python is a combination, means the features are taken from procedure oriented. Python feature is taken from object oriented. Python feature is taken from the scripting language. Python feature is taken from the modular programming language as well. So that is the reason Python Python is a I can say it is an all-rounder. Okay, it's not like a cricket. If you observe, there will be a bowler will be there and batsman will be there. But here Python is a, I can say it is an all-rounder. Python is a all-rounder. All-rounder means he has taken the feature from procedure oriented, object oriented, scripting language, and modular programming language. So that entire thing we'll call as a, that entire thing I can call as a what, sir? Python. That entire thing I can call as a Python. Clear? So generally I can say Python is a general purpose high level programming language. What is a Python? Python is a, okay, general purpose, because I can develop a application through procedure oriented, object oriented, scripting language as well, modular programming language also I can develop. So Python is a general purpose programming language. But some people ask me, sir, lot of classes we have attended, Java also saying as a general purpose programming language. Of course, Python and Java are a general purpose programming languages only. But why we need to go for a Python is less number of code. Okay, so code wise, which is the best means Python is the best. Okay, compared to Java. Okay, some people are saying Java is also general purpose programming language. I definitely agree that one. So Python and Java is a general purpose programming language only, but Python is a best when I'm talking about the code. Less code we are going to write in case of Python. If you are going for a Java, we need to write a number of lines or more in case of Java. Okay, so what is the next point is Python is a general purpose high level programming language. What is a Python? It is a general purpose high level programming language. Okay, what do you mean by high level? So generally machine is there, so machine can understand zeros and ones, so that is called machine level programming. Okay, if you are writing zeros and ones, if you're writing zeros and ones, okay, like that you are writing the coding, so this is called as a machine level. Okay, so in case of Python we are not writing a machine level coding, and we are not writing assembly coding, we are writing a high level coding. Okay, high level programming. What do you mean by high level? Means English like language. High level means what's that? English like language. Okay, so if you know English, you can know Python. Okay, but if you want to learn Java, if you want to learn Java, if you want to learn Java, at least you should have knowledge of what's a C programming, C. And if you have a knowledge of C++, is also very good. It is added advantage to learn what's a Java. I'm not denying Java is a bad. Okay, I'm telling to understand Java, at least you should have a what's a some looping concept, conditional statements. And if you're coming for C++, you'll understand what is a class, what is an object. Okay, how we can what are the pillars of the object oriented programming language that you need to understand. So then you can jump into Java. So that make you very clear. But to understand Python, so not any programming language is required. You can directly understand if you know what is English. Okay. So sir, you can ask the question, sir, in C some conditional statement is there. In Python is also some conditional statement is there. In Python also some looping statement is there. But as I mentioned here, Python we are having a less number of code. Python we are having a less number of code compared to other programming language. Once you addicted for Python, you will enjoy this subject very clearly because it is very English like language. Okay, so not like a complicated syntax, semicolon you are missing, that and all will not be there. You can learn the Python very easy fashion. Okay, so that's why it is called as a high level language. So you can say now you can understand what is a Python means. Python is a general purpose high level language. Okay, so that is a thing. But lot of people are saying, hey, Python is a scripting language. Correct, Python is a scripting language. How you can say it is a Python is a scripting language means, if you know if you know Java, if you know Java, or if you know any programming languages, so what they will do, they write the code. Okay, first they are going to write a code. After writing a code, what they are going to do, they are going to save the code. Okay, let me take some people will know Java, some people know Java also, so that based on mm, Java I'm giving the example, sir. Okay, so some people will know Java, they are going to write a code in Java, and like a dot Java is a code. Okay, so they written some code. Okay, after returning the code, what they need to do, they cannot execute this code directly on the CPU. They need to convert into compiler. They need to convert this program through the compiler. What is a compiler? Compiler is a one program. So that is a program. Okay, so that program will convert this source code. I can call this is a source code of Java. So that will convert into some other code that is called as a intermediate code, that is called as a bytecode. Okay, so this is called as a bytecode will come. Okay, so output of the compiler we get a bytecode. Okay, so after getting the bytecode, this bytecode can be run in any operating system. So that's why Java is called as a what's our we called as a, this Java can be run in a different platforms. You can say platform is different operating system. It can run like it can run on the Windows, it can run on what's our Linux, it can run on Mac OS, like that it can run. Okay, but here my intention is, after writing the code, we need to do the compilation phase. Okay, so that is very important. In case of Java, what we are doing is we are going for the compilation phase. Okay, but coming for any scripting language, if you take any scripting languages, okay, if you take any scripting languages, okay, so one of the best example right now I'm talking is a Python. We are writing a Python code, we are writing what's a Python code, we are writing a Python code, but we are not using a compilation phase, we are not using a compilation phase. Okay, directly we are executing these instructions on the machine, on the interpreter. So we get a output in the interpreter. Okay, we are passing a code to the interpreter. Okay, but here one important point I am adding here is, we are writing, we are not compiling, but it is running the code on the interpreter, we are getting the output. Okay, so now I'm going to add one more point here. In compile here in programming languages like Java, C++, we go for a compilation, means we use a compiler. Compiler is a one software, okay, which converts this code into some other I mean it is going to convert into bytecode here in case of Java. Okay, in case of C, it is going to convert into the object file. Okay, but coming for Python, what we are doing, we are directly running on the interpreter, we are getting the output. Okay, we are not going for compilation phase. Instead of giving compilation, we are giving for the interpreter, Okay, in Java or C++, we go for a compiler. Okay, but in case of Python, we are directly going for what's our interpreter. So interpreter will execute statement by statement. Interpreter will execute what's a statement by statement and gives the output. But whereas compiler takes all the data, converts into bytecode. Afterwards, we are going to run on the different operating systems. Okay, but here coming for Python, we are not going to do like that. We are just writing a Python code. Okay, what is the extension for Python is a.py, and we are going towards giving to the interpreter. Okay, the main difference between now programming language and scripting languages. Programming languages uses a compiler. Scripting languages uses what's our interpreter. So in compiler is also a software. Interpreter is also what's a software. But execution style is different. Okay, this is like a Java style. Okay, first it has to go for compilation phase, then it going to run. Okay, but in case of scripting language, first it has to go for what's an interpreter. So interpreter means it has to execute one line by line, whereas compilation, all the code goes once and afterwards it's going to give the output. Okay, so if there is any error in the line number, it's going to give the line number error. Okay, coming for here, it is not like that. It's going to execute statement by statement and giving the output. Okay, so this is the main difference between what's a scripting language and a normal programming language. Okay, so understood, no? So this is called as a scripting language. This is called as a programming language. Any questions you can ask everyone. If you have any questions, you can let me know in the chat box. So interpret is also a program, and compilation is also program. Any questions you can ask me in the chat box. If you have any questions. No questions? Okay. So now we understood what is a Python, right? First point we are clear. What is a Python? Python is a high level. Python is a what is a Python? What is a Python? Python is a high level general purpose programming language. Python is a general purpose and a high level programming language. Yeah, Soumya is asking the question. Okay, so what is the question she is asking? Yeah, one English is sufficient to learn what's a Python. Correct. Okay, so it is a Python is a general purpose and high level programming language. Okay, so I can also say one more point. Python is a general purpose, high level and interpreted language. Why means it is using an interpreter. Okay, and Python is a general purpose and high level and interpreted also we can say, because it is uses what's a interpreter. It uses what's a interpreter. It is a Python is a general purpose, high level and interpreted language. Clear? Okay, so who developed this Python? Who developed this Python? Okay, Python is developed by Guido van Rossum. Okay, so Guido van Rossum. So we are saying Guido van Rossum. Okay, so some people are saying Guido van Rossum. Some people are saying Guido van Rossum also saying. I have seen some students are saying what is who is the father of Python means. Some people are saying hey Guido van. Okay, Rossum they're saying. Some people are saying Gudo, Van, Rasam also saying. Okay, so actually this name is a Dutch programmer. He is a Dutch programmer. The names for our Indians it will be different. I always call this name as a Guido Van Rossum. Okay, you can pronounce anyhow however you want. So I am going to pronounce like a Guido Van Rossum. Is actually. He developed this one Python at a mathematical research center called CWI, where he developed means at a mathematical research center called CWI, which is located at Netherlands, which is located at what's that? Netherlands, which is located at Netherlands. First, he implemented in the year 1989 in his project, but he has given this project mm, in the year. He has implemented this project in the year 1989 only, but he has given to the public in the year 1991. Okay, so now what is up? Correct. But he started working in 89, but he has given very good. Soumya is giving very good answers. Okay, so in 1991, yes, correct only. So he has given this Python to public for a Python public to the everyone. Now public has started using the Python, but how many persons are guided vandalism as a single person? Public are starting using the okay any problem they are facing, because public is using Python. Public started using Python, but how many person who developed this Python means single person, no? Guide vandalism. If public is using the Python and they are facing the problem, who has to go and make what's the correction? Guide vandalism has to go to their place and he has to do the corrections. Okay, if they are facing a problem, because public has started using the Python program. Okay, so that time he is facing a lot of problems, because he need to go to every person and he need to resolve the issues and all. Okay, that is the reason he has given to the one of the non-profitable organization, that is called PSF. PSF means Python Software Foundation. PSF means what's that? Python Software Foundation. So it is a non-profitable organization. It is a non-profitable organization. So now Python under the PSF only, that is called non-profitable organization. So lakhs of people are donating the softwares to the uh, PSF. Okay, so you can also write a program on a Python and you can also submit this to the Python Software Foundation. So what is the advantage means? Daily they are developing the code and giving the code to the Python Software Foundation. Like that, they are no need to purchase this software. We can give the code and we need to give the. You can also become a member for Python Software Foundation. Okay, no need to purchase our code. We can submit the code and we can also become a member for this one. Clear? So next one, why the name? Why Python name? Why Python name? Okay, so Python name why is given means, there is a in the year 1989 there was a popular comedy serial. Okay, so popular comedy serial nowadays, popular comedy nowadays is what's that in TV. Okay, everyone know Jabardast kada. Jabardast. Okay, Jabardast is a popular comedy serial. Okay, so similarly in the year 1989 there is a popular comedy serial that is called as a Monty Python Flying Circus. Monty Python Flying Circus. So this is a popular BBC show. Is a our Guido Van Razam is fan of this one, Monty Python Flying Circus. So that is the name. In the Monty Python Flying Circus, he has taken the name for the Python. Okay, so I have given some points here. What is a Python? Overview. I am telling Python is a general purpose high level programming and interpreted language. Who developed the Python means Guido Van Razam. Okay, where he is developed means CWI at Netherlands. Okay, in the year 1991, and he is given to the public. Public started using the Python because he is public facing the problem. That way Python is submitted to Python Software Foundation, which is a non-profitable. Do we need to write this? What is that one question? Do we need to write this one? Okay, so non-profitable organization. Okay, why Python name is given means popular comedy. Okay, tomorrow onwards I'm going to give the notes, sir. Okay, so first today as part of demo I'm going to uh, just giving the details. Okay, tomorrow onwards one point I am going to explain once again and I'm going to give the notes. Okay, don't worry. Soumya was asking, do you want to write this one? Yes, I'm going to give a time to write down, and most of the points also I'm going to add and I will give to notes as well. Okay, this is just part of a demo. Okay, just today class I'm just going to explain these points. Okay. Okay, Soumya. Okay. Okay, so just this is a points regarding Python, but where Python we are using in the software industry right now. We are using a Python language in software industry, in IT industry. Where we are using means, okay, we are using data analytics. We are using in data analytics. Second one, we are using in automation. Okay, so we are using in a automation. Okay, we are using in a scientific applications. Scientific applications. Okay, so next one we are using a web applications. Web applications. Next we are using in a admin scripts. Admin scripts. Okay, or we can call as a backup backup scripts. Okay. Okay, next one we are using is a networking with IoT. Networking with the IoT. Networking with WhatsApp IoT. Okay, next one we are using for the test cases. Next one we are using for GA applications. GA applications. GA applications. Okay, next one we are using for gaming applications. Okay, applications. Next one, we are any variety of the application we can build. Okay, so these are the areas where we are using in real-time industry. Okay, so first one today we are talking about data analytics. Okay, tomorrow onwards I'm going to give notes at each and every point. Okay, don't worry. So today as our session I'm going to explain lot of things we need to understand. Okay, so why I am teaching this one means, okay sir, you can write a, why I'm teaching this one means, sir, you can I can show you how to install the software, and I can show you how to write a programs, everything. That is not a big deal. Okay, but where actually Python we are using, if you're going for any interview or if you are going for working for any industry, okay, where you are sitting, okay, that you need to understand. But lot of people, they don't know where the Python is sitting. Okay, and where we need to sit in the industry, they don't know which place we are writing the programs, they don't know. So what they're doing, just as a software installation they're doing, and they start to writing a program. That is not a correct way. So that is the reason I'm going to explain. Okay, this is the area. Okay, in this area is Python is using. Oh, this area is also Python is using. Okay, so once you are getting into the IT industry, which area you are working, you get a clarity. Okay, if you are working for automation, okay, in this area I am working in a Python. Okay, so what is the models are required for automation, like that you will understand. But lot of people blindly they will install the software and they start writing a program. Okay, that's why I am teaching this one. Okay, one by one. Okay, so this is where Python is sitting. Okay, when you are going to the industry or if you're going for an interview, so you get a clarity. Okay, this is where Python is using. Okay, this is where I can learn the Python. Okay, this is where I can develop the application. Okay, so for suppose you are developing a gaming application. Okay, so that time you need to understand. Okay, your company is developing a gaming application, but using a Python. Okay, if you don't know, just downloading and installing the software and all, it's not a good sir to learn the Python. So that is the reason I'm explaining one by one clearly. Okay, after understanding this one, then only we move to installation, writing each program, and going from base level to the advanced level. Okay, you get a clarity for each level. Okay, each level also we get a clarity. Okay, that is the reason I'm talking about this one. Okay. Next one, we are talking about what's a data analytics. Okay. First one, if you want to understand what is a data analytics, first I'm talking about data analytics. So if you want to talk what is a data analytics, first we need to understand every organization moves around two things. Every organization is moves around two things. One is data store. Okay, storaging of the data, storaging of the data, and storaging of the data, and WhatsApp processing of the data, processing of the data. Okay, two things our project in the organization will it is revolving. One is storage of the data and processing of the data. Okay, so what is the storage of the data? So we can store the data in the form of temporary. Okay, we can store the data in temporary. Okay, temporary means we can store the data in a RAM. Okay, so RAM. Okay, we can store the data permanently. We can also store what's a data in permanently. So which is the best one means, okay, sometimes temporary is the best one, sometimes permanent is best one. Why means, if you want to store the data permanently, next time I can take the data whenever I want. So that is called permanent data storage. Okay, so like what is a permanent data storages we'll understand, but what is my question is, we can store the data and first we need to store the data, then we can process the data. Okay, so temporary means in a RAM. Okay, generally what we do, we write a program. Okay, after writing, I mean you write any programming like C++ or Java, so those are not good for, okay, storing the data. They are not good for what's storing the data, because the program execution takes place in the RAM. The program execution takes place in the RAM, but not in case of, okay, that that is called storing the data. Sorry, that is called temporary. The execution takes place in the RAM, so that is good for processing the data, not for the storing the data, any programming languages. But sometimes I need to store the data permanent manner. Okay, if you want to store the data in permanent manner, so what we have means, we have a softwares, okay. Okay, but any programming language you take, they are storing what's a temporary. But if you use some softwares, we can store the data permanently. Okay, what are the softwares we are available means? Okay, we have a files, files. We have a RDBMS, RDBMS. We have a no SQL database. We have a no SQL database. We have a Hadoop, Hadoop. Okay, so Hadoop. Okay, so these are the softwares where we can store data permanently. Like files, we can store data permanently. RDBMS, we can store permanently. NoSQL database, we can store permanently. Hadoop also, we can store permanently. Files means we have a TXT files, we have a CSV files. Okay, CSV files. We have a what's a JSON files, XML files, etc. We have. Coming for RDBMS softwares, so we have a Oracle, we have a MySQL and SQL Server, SQL Server, like that. We have a Oracle databases. Coming for NoSQL databases, NoSQL databases is called Cassandra, MongoDB. These are called NoSQL databases. So coming for Hadoop, Apache Hadoop, Apache Hadoop, Apache Hadoop, Norton Hadoop. Okay, so these are called as a Hadoop implementation. Okay, to process the big data. So files, we can store the data. RDBMS, we can store the data. NoSQL databases also, like Cassandra and MongoDB, Hadoop. Okay, but technologies wise somewhat different. So we are not going to what is the main differences. But our intention is we need to store data permanently. Okay, but what we do, we write our Java code or we write our C code. Okay, so we are writing a Java code, and through the Java code we write our Java code or we write our C code. So we write a Java code, we are writing a Java code. Through the Java code, what we are doing, we are connecting to the files. Okay, or we can connect to the RDBMS, or we can connect to the NoSQL database, or we connect to the Hadoop. Why we need to connect means, I need to process the data. First, I need to connect to these softwares, either one of the softwares where I can store the data based upon our business requirement. After storing the data, okay, so assume you are connecting to the files. Okay, after files, after first what you need to do, through the Java code you need to connect to the file system, and we need to after connecting, you need to fetch the data from the files to our Java code. Okay, this is what our intention. Okay, but so connecting to our files and RDBMS, connecting from Java to RDBMS, SQL, NoSQL, Hadoop is not a that much easy task. Somewhat we need to difficult, not fully difficult, I can say somewhat difficult. Okay, through connecting for Java code, RDBMS, NoSQL, Hadoop. Okay, suppose I am writing a see how easy we can connect, interact with the file system through the Python. We are going to explain, I'm going to explain. See, I am writing a Python code, Okay, so I am writing a Python code, through the Python code. I'm writing a Python code. From the Python code, you can interact the files, sir, very easily. You can interact to the RDBMS, you can interact to the NoSQL, you can interact to the Hadoop is very easy. Okay. So first I am talking about files. How easy we can interact to the files means, so just you can write a simple code. See, sir, I'm writing a simple code in Python. If even if you not understand, don't worry. Okay, so how we can means, I write one open function. So open is a function in the Python code. Okay, open function will take two parameters. This is one file it will take. For example, I have a abc.txt is a file, and there is a mode will be there. Okay, open is a function. It takes two arguments. One is a file and next one is a mode. Okay, so what is a mode means, this is a read mode. Okay, so there are three modes are there. Read mode is there, write mode is there, append mode is also there. Okay, but here in my case, I want to read the data from the files. Okay, so how I can write a code means, I use a open is a function. So just one simple function, and I need to give the location where the file is located. If it is located in C drive, we can give the C drive. If it is located in the D drive also, you can give the exact location. Or else, if you give abc.txt means, it's going to look the where your Python software installed, that area it going to look, and it going to look the file. Okay, when we want to read the data, so I am going for a read mode. Okay, so I am storing the entire data into the my x variable. Okay, afterwards what I'm going to do, I'm going to print x dot read. See how many function means, this is a second function. See, first function is connecting to our file system and connecting to what's reading the data using a one function. So this is also simple function, that is a reader. And finally what we are doing means x dot close. Okay, after reading the data from the file, we can close. How many functions I used means, basically three functions. One is open function, a read function, and close function. These three things we can write the code very easily. Okay, in case of Python. So that's what very easy whenever comparing to other programming languages. Okay, so just open. Okay, then read, then what's our close. Not only this one, sir. When you're talking about RDBMSs, I'm going to show you how to connect to the Oracle and MySQL database very easily. So very easily we can also connect to WhatsApp, Oracle, MySQL. And here in my class, I'm going to already Python. Once you install a Python, SQLite3 database is already available. So how we can connect to this SQLite3 database, how we can open the cursor, how we can execute the statements, how we can read the, how I can create the table, how I can insert the data, everything we'll understand. Some of the four steps are required to connect to WhatsApp SQLite3. Same four steps is required for WhatsApp Oracle also. So I'm going to teach you how to connect to the SQLite database. Already it is there, but how to use that one. But Oracle is a third-party software. To how to connect to the Oracle also, I'm going to teach you how to connect to Oracle, how to create a table in the Oracle database. For that one, we are going to write some execute statements, and how to close the connections. We are going connections, and those softwares means Oracle will understand. Similarly, if you're going for MySQL, I am going to show you on these three. Okay, how to connect and how to execute. Means how to execute means how I can create a table, how I can insert, update, delete the data. Everything I'm going to explain on these three. Okay, so how we can connect from Python to SQLite. Okay, SQLite is inbuilt database is available. How I can connect to the third party like Oracle database? How I can connect to WhatsApp? See, this is what my SQL database. Okay, so this is a MySQL database. Okay, how we can connect and we can interact with WhatsApp? How we can say how I return the data? How we can insert, update, delete through MySQL database? We'll understand. Okay, so this is how we can fetching the data. So fetching the data from this one, but how we can fetch the data from the Python also, we are going to understand. So not only MySQL, Oracle database also clear. So how a Python is very easy for this kind of operations. Okay, so now we are clear about how to connect to our what's our storage areas. What are the storage areas? Softwares like file system, RDBMS, okay, Hadoop, okay, those are NoSQL databases and all. But okay, that is very clear. But afterwards, what we need to do means we need to process the data. How to, after reading the data, we need to process the data. To process the data, generally, if you're going for Java, okay, we need to write some algorithms. We need to write some algorithms. Okay, we need to write algorithms to process the data. Okay, means connect to the databases, connect to the sources. Sources means what is the source here? Okay, permanent data storages like software, source softwares. How Shiva Prasad is asking how to connect to JDBC. So that I will tell you, sir, when I'm talking about how to connect to the databases for Oracle and only module is required. No need to install JDBC. Just if you're going for Oracle, okay, from Python. This is a question asked from some person. Okay, from Python to Oracle, if you want to connect, okay, I'm going to show how to install the software and how to connect means we need a one model that is called cx underscore Oracle model is sufficient. No need to install any JDBC, sir. No need to install any JDBC. That's all. This model is sufficient. Okay, for connecting to the MySQL, PyMySQL is on model. PyMySQL is on model. MySQL is on model is sufficient to connect to MySQL database. Okay, so I have written on program. Okay, if you want to show you, I mean, so on program called library management, I have written this is a console application. So I used a see MySQL database. PyMySQL, I use a connector. My database is employee DB. This is my employee DB database. Okay, so my username is this one and password is this one. So this is where we can connect. No need to install any JDBC, nothing. Okay, just we need a what's our import to PyMySQL. So we need to import to PyMySQL. What is this PyMySQL? Is a model for connecting to the MySQL. Okay, so how do you connect up? By using a connector. Then we need to open a cursor. Okay, then we can write a insert statement. If you want to insert a data, then we can close the connection. Okay, so what is the database name is employee DB. You can use any database you want. Like here I used three databases. I mean, four databases are there. Employee DB, Sakila is there, Sys is there, World is there. I created my own database because I don't want to these are the three databases will come automatically when you install MySQL database. Okay, but I am using my own database that is called employee DB. You can create your own database, but that and all I will teach you upcoming classes. Okay, afterwards we can enter some title. Okay, like that. Okay, so if you want to add a member, I once again connect to the database. Okay, if you want to modify a book also, I can connect to the database. Okay, so by using only simple import this model. Okay, so I'm going to show you the same example how it is connecting. I'll show you how to install the software and all, sir, don't worry. So this is just a sample I'm showing. So I'm entering the choice. So my entering the choice means I need to add a book into my database. Okay, which database means employee DB database. Okay, see employee database, enter the choice. Okay, so my choice is one is means we need to add a book. This is a application. So book title is something C programming, C program. Okay, so author is what's something Lakshmi. Okay, or else you can take something Viresh. Okay, Viresh. Publisher, Delhi, or what I can say, Delhi Public, Delhi Publications. Pages 120 pages. price 150 rupees. Okay, number of editions, third edition, book edition is 3. So number of copies, 13 copies. Okay, so this is, see, new book is added to the new book is added to successfully. Okay, how I can see, if you observe here, so this is a C program, Viresh. Okay, so it is adding, this is a program, but I added so many times, that is the reason we are getting output. Or anyway, so this is a entry I made into this one. Yes or no? C program, Viresh 120 150 available, stated is available, publisher is Delhi. Okay, see, this is how we can connect. But what I have done here, nothing, sir. I imported what I imported PyMySQL, just connecting through my localhost employee DB, connect to the cursor. That's what. Then I'm writing an insert statement. Okay. Similarly, I'm going to show you how to connect to the Oracle database also, SQL3 databases also from our Python code. Okay. Okay. So this is how we are going to understand. Okay. Afterwards, okay. So after fetching the data from the data sources, we need to write a algorithms to process the data. For example, if you want to fetch the data from the sources, we need to write a algorithms. For Java, we need to write algorithms to processing the data. But coming for our Python, okay, Python, what is there means inbuilt algorithms are there. Okay, see, yeah, that is the main advantage. In Python, inbuilt algorithms are available, but in case of Java or any other programming language, we need to write algorithms, okay, to process the data, from the databases or from the data sources. If you need to process the data like Java or C or C++ or whatever the language, we need to write the algorithms. But in case of Python, no need to write what's are algorithms. Inbuilt algorithms are available for processing the data. Sir, can you tell me what are the algorithms are available? Inbuilt means we have a statistical data, statistical algorithms. Okay, so what is the next one we have means we have a textual algorithms. Okay, textual algorithms. Okay, okay, what is the next algorithms we have means spatial algorithms. Okay, spatial algorithms. Okay, any algorithms are there, sir? Yes, sir. Machine learning algorithms are there. What are the next level, sir? Machine learning algorithms are there. Okay, so these are the algorithms. What in Python is no need to define or no need to write any algorithm for processing the data. Okay, for processing the data, we can process through some algorithms. Inbuilt algorithms are available, so no need to write your own algorithms. Okay, but in case of Java and other, we need to write algorithm and we need to test that one. We need to test that algorithm by giving some input to the algorithms. Okay. Okay, after fetching the data, after processing the data, what we need to do means we need to develop the reports. We need to develop what's up the reports. Understanding first, we need to connect to the data sources. We need to connect to the data sources and fetching the data, fetching the data. After fetching the data, we need to processing. After processing, what we need to do means we need to generate the report. Okay, so understand, we can connect to the Java to the data sources, like we can connect to the files, we can connect to the RDBMS, and afterwards we need to fetching is easy. Okay, in case of Python, by using a which functions are open function. Clear? By using open function, we can fetch the data. And processing then by, generally what is the processing done by, we need to write a algorithms. We need to write what's up algorithm. But in case of Python, no need to write a algorithm, no need to write what's up algorithm. Clear? Afterwards, we need to generate what's a report. Collection of reports will called as a dashboard. Okay, so dashboard. Okay, so collection of reports is nothing but what's a dashboard. Finally, in the dashboard, we are going to see the what's a report. And that when you're developing the dashboard also, the visualization is very important. Visualization is what's a very important. Okay, in case of Python, visualization also become very good. Visualization is also very good in case of what's a Python. So what is the what visualization we go for means matplotlib is there. So by using this model, we can develop the visualization. Okay, if you want to process the data, we use a pandas. We use a WhatsApp pandas. Okay, by using a pandas, we can process the data, and by using WhatsApp matplotlib, we can develop a visualization very easily, very easy. Okay, so this is what very easy compared to WhatsApp other languages. Pandas we are going for. What is a pandas? So this is the advanced. If you want to learn for what's a data science. So then we need to understand what is a NumPy. NumPy is a numerical Python. NumPy. Then we need to understand what's a. After understanding NumPy, we need to understand pandas. And after understanding pandas, we can develop a reports. We can develop a reports for using what's a visualization purpose. Okay. So this is what going for what's a data science nowadays. Why data science is booming is because of this reason. Okay, processing the data, fetching the data, generating report is very faster compared to what's our other languages. So that's why data science is there means okay, there will be what's a Python will be definitely will be there. If you want to go for data science, we go for what's a Python language. Okay, if you want to developing any web application means you can go for what's a web application developer by learning what's a Django or Flask. Clear? So as part of demo, what we understood is tomorrow onwards, I'm going to give notes, sir. Don't worry. I'm stopping the session today. Okay. So what we understood overview, I'm going to explain. But tomorrow also I'm going to explain what is the automation, what is the scientific application, web scraping, admin scripts, networking, test cases, GUI applications, gaming applications, everything I'm going to explain for you clearly. Afterwards, we are going for the installation, how we can declare variables, how we can. Are you going to cover pandas and NumPy in this course? No, sir. No, that is for data science. That is for what, sir? NumPy pandas I'm not covering in this course. I'm covering only up to what's that what multi-threading. Up to multi-threading I'm going to cover. So if you are interested, if you are going for data science you are going, definitely in data science they are going to teach what is a NumPy. Okay, NumPy, pandas. Okay, then what's that? Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn, like that you're going to learn. Okay, if you're going for a data science. Okay, so I'm not going to teach what is a NumPy, Pandas, everything. I know what is a NumPy, Pandas, but I can't teach. I'm going to teach up to multi-threading, sir. Up to from basic to multi-threading, I'm going to teach. Okay, so so what overview? What I covered today for 1 hour is what is a Python? What is a Yes, sir. So Kadikonda Kumar is asking, I have a zero. Yes, definitely, sir. So this is a demo class, and I'm saying this is the way Python is working. I mean Python they're using. Okay, this is a simple, but I'm going to teach when I'm see. You will learn after the installation, sir. After installation of the Python. Okay, how we can install the Python. After installation of the Python, step by step we'll come to know. Step by step. Hey, how to write addition of two numbers. Okay, so first program also we are going to how to print on the screen. Okay, how to print on the screen like that, and what is the variables. Okay, so like that you'll understand one by one I'm going to take you. I'll not make you a bigger concept. Okay, no, I'll make you simple concept first, then I'll take you into deeper level. So from the scratch you can understand. See, I am teaching for mechanical students also. Mechanical students, okay, those who are learning mechanical students also I'm teaching. Okay, so mechanical civil students also there in my class. Okay, so don't worry, you will find okay, this is very easy. My sincere suggestion, the day one means tomorrow onwards. Okay, you need to practice. Okay, after installation, the day one what I'm teaching, if you practice after okay, I'm from mechanical, sir. Okay, sir, Soumya, don't worry, you will observe the you will see the what results when I'm you will see what, sir, I can say what you can see. You will enjoy the subject first. Okay, after enjoying the subject you will get a confidence. See, everybody everyone learning the subject, sir. If you ask anyone, hey, what is a set, they are unable to give the answer. If you ask what is a list, they are not give the answer. Still they give the answer one line only. But if you understand my class, you are going to give up to five lines you are giving, okay, without forgetting what is a set means, what is a list means. Okay, so if you ask what is a class, lot of people will give different answers. But if you ask what is the object and all, they'll, where the real time class is using, where the real time object is using, that you get a clarity, sir, first. So you, once you get a clarity, definitely you get a confidence. Most of the student I'm seeing, they're not giving the exact answers, they are giving a bookish answers, and they're not giving what's exactly where. If you ask where the set is using, then don't know. Okay, so that's what you will understand from the scratch. I am teaching for mechanical students, civil students. Okay, so don't worry. And it, you know, I'm saying Python is a very easy language, sir. Python is a very easy language. Okay, you will feel the difference. The day one I cannot tell you everything, but I am telling this is a Python, yeah, this is a place it is coming. Okay, so the day one. Okay, and afterwards you will understand, okay, how to install. By installing the software itself, I am showing how we can install clearly installation. After installation, where the organization using the variables, how that organization variables we can use in the programming. Okay, how organization people thinking the their data, how we can think our data in our programming language. Okay, this is the way we need to understand. Simply writing a variable, simply writing a functions is not a good. Okay, so why functions are required, how many types of functions, why classes is required, why object is required, why inheritance is required, everything you get a clarity. Okay, you will feel the difference. Okay, I cannot say everything in a one day, but you will see the difference. This is a overview. Okay, Python means, say this is was Python. Okay, Python is like this. Okay, like that I'm telling you these 2 days. Okay, afterwards, when you enter into WhatsApp, enter the dragon, you will see that one, the differences. Okay, you will feel the difference. I am 100% guaranteeing you will feel the difference. Okay, so what we understood today. So overview, what is a Python, what is a Python, and who invented Python, who invented Python, and who invented Python, and what are the, why name Python, why name Python. Next, sir, next up, so where application, where we are using this Python in real time industry, where first one what we understood, what's the data analytics. Okay, data analytics means we understood. Okay, first part we understood. In data analytics part, we are using a Python, means data analysis. Data analytics means data analysis. How we are doing a data analysis? By taking the data, where data is storing, data is storing in database or permanent storage areas, that will called as a data sources. Like files, we can store the data, files we can store the data, RDBMS we can store the data, correct? Okay, and we can store in NoSQL database and all. Okay, afterwards you need to connect to the data sources by using a Java or by using a Python. After connecting, we need to fetch the data. After fetching the data, we need to process the data. How we can process the data means by writing some algorithms. Okay, after writing algorithms, we are going to generate the reports. How we can generate the report? That also for we have a models are there. What are the models? Like Matplotlib, pandas, like that we can process and generate the reports. So this is a area or Python where we are using in data science for data analysis purpose we are using. So first area we understood. Similarly, some areas are there where, okay, there where Python is using. After understanding that one, we are going to understand how to installation. Okay, everything I make you clear, sir. Everything I make you clear, don't worry about the subject. Okay, so just this is a first class demo, and tomorrow onwards I'm going to give the notes. Okay, each and every class I'm going to notes like this. I mean, like this in the sense, no slides, sir. I'm going to give the notes, like what is a Python means, like, I mean, I'll give notes like this. Okay, not like slides and all, my own notes. You take my own notes, and I give some sample on 50 programs. Sample 50 programs are there, sample programs, not sample programs, these are the interview programs, I can say. Interview programs. Okay, interview programs. Okay, if you practice this 50 interview programs plus Lakshmi notes, Lakshmi sir notes. Okay, this is, my name is Lakshmi sir, Lakshmi sir notes. Definitely you are going to get a job. Definitely 50 programs and Lakshmi sir notes is sufficient to get a job. Okay, any questions, sir? If you have any questions, ask me in the chat box. Today I'm winding up. Tomorrow onwards I'm going to, okay, can we create our own frame first after this course? Framework I cannot say, sir. I can give some task for you. I can task like, see how I created my application. See, I'm going to this like this I'm going to give some task for you. No, that is no. First question, sir. Like this I'm going to give some task. First I explain the concept, then I give the task. If you are writing like this, definitely you can, any company you are going to write a program, okay, on Python. Okay, first you need to understand what is this one. Okay, at the end of the classes I'm going to give this kind of task for you. You need to work on that one. Okay, 50%, that's what I'm saying. 50 programs, and this is a task. 50 programs plus 50 programs. Okay, and what is this one? Notes and task I give you. Okay, like what is the task means, like this I'm going to give the task, some task I give you. Need to only you need to understand this one, and you need to write, but I'm not give the code, sir. I am giving some task like this. Okay, this is a question box. Okay, some library is there. Okay, I want to add a book, but how do you do that one? Okay, but I give some logic. Okay, how to do that one? But you need to write a logic. You need to understand the concept, and you need to write like that. The task you need to write. Understand? Understand, sir? Okay. One more person was asking the question. Soumya, I think, right? So, what is the question? Your question? Can you tell me the chat box? Okay, what is the question? Shiva Prasad, should we know NumPy or Pandas for getting a data science job? Should we know NumPy or Pandas for getting a data? Yes, sir. To getting a data science job, we should know NumPy. That are the basics. Okay, that is the basic for getting a data science job. Without understanding NumPy, Pandas, getting a job for data science is no, it is not possible. Definitely, you need to understand NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn, scikit-learn, like that is there. Through that one we can go to the data science job. Okay, so should we know NumPy? Okay, clear. Can we create our own frame? No. Manjusri, we cannot create our own frame. Okay, but based on the project, okay, you can able to create the programs. As a developer, you are creating a programs. Okay, Manjusri, understand? Okay. So Mesri, okay, I have shown. Okay. Are you going to cover? Yes. Connect to database. Okay. Okay. So any queries you can ask me in the chat box if you want. Okay. So I'll let you know. No queries, right? Tomorrow onwards, I'm going to give the notes, and I'm going to show installation of day after tomorrow, and afterwards we are going to understand each and every concept clearly. Okay, sir. So Shiva Prasad is asking, so Python is alone to enough? Yes, Python is alone. Like you can see, Python alone is sufficient. But some cases, like if you are developing for console application, okay, console application, you are developing for GUI application, okay. But if you want to develop for what's a web application, you need to go for Django. You need to go for what's a Django. So tomorrow I explain what is a web application. Okay, so if you are keeping a resume on console or GUI application, Python alone is sufficient. Shiva Prasad is asking, Python is alone? Yes, for you need to mention only console application or GUI application in your resume. But if you are going for web application, you need to tell about what's a Django or Flask. Okay, these are the two frameworks very popular. Okay, it is for micro programming. Okay, but Django is very powerful. Okay, with the Django we can develop a web applications. But I sincerely say, if you are working for, if you know Python and Django, you get a job. That is also sufficient. or Python alone is also getting a job is okay. But Python alone means you need to show in a resume you are developing a console application or GUI application. GUI means graphical user interface application. But preferable is interview preferable getting a job is what's that web applications. Okay. So that's all today. We are going to see tomorrow, sir. Any queries? Let me know. So Shivprasad is asking, I'm looking for data analytics. Yes, for data analytics, Python is compulsory, sir. Then only you can go for data analytics. Okay. Yeah, we are going to see tomorrow. Any queries? Let me know. Same timing, sir. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock.